In the past 48 hours, there has been a shared sentiment across all social medias, and that is that art is dead. Well, that's it, everyone. Art's dead. That's it. That's it. It's done. No one's going to want to commission my art anymore. That's it. It's done. I'm never going to get a commission again in my life. I knew this day would come. Art's finally dead, and AI just killed it. Newsflash, bozo. Art's been dead. My brother in Christ, you draw webtoon comics that contain Rule 34 smut that was commissioned by gooners who pay you pennies, and you spend all your time on that. If you're watching this video, I'm 99% sure that you know exactly what I'm talking about. But in the off chance that you haven't checked your phone in the last couple of days, let me explain to you what is happening. ChatGPT has just released its version 4.0. And at base level, what everyone thinks version 4.0 is that it's a cool Studio Ghibli filter. I put image in there and Studio Ghibli come out. But it's much, much more than that. And that's the thing, is there are people who can identify that this advancement in artificial intelligence is leaps and bounds farther than anything we have ever seen before. I'm not a sensationalist. I'm not a person that gets excited about new technologies. I don't soy face Wojak when the Apple glasses, I don't even remember what it was called. Remember how Apple released a augmented reality $1,500 piece of equipment that you wear on your head with a battery pack strapped to the back of it a year ago, and everyone forgot what that was? Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I generally have a good sense of understanding when things are a nothing burger. I'm one of those guys, I can look at stuff and I go, nothing burger. Nothing ever happens. I'm team nothing ever happens. So when I tell you I'm not a sensationalist, you can believe that. I don't get excited about stuff. When AI started progressing more and more in the last year, I am a dabbler. I'll go look at it, I'll dabble with it, and I'll test it to see what its limitations are. And then I find the limitation, I go, okay, it can't do hands. Remember when it first came out, it couldn't do hands. I'm like, it's not there yet. So then I left, and then a couple months later, once there were new advancements, I came back to it. Oh, it does hands now. But it couldn't even do my ski mask. When I would try to get it to do a ski mask, it just was a blob. The last year, using AI to try to do any sort of thumbnail or reference image of a guy in a lime green ski mask, what it would do is like blend the knitting of the yarn into the face, and the mouth would be sticking out. So more than anybody, I've realized that yes, AI can be used as a reference tool, but it's not something that is going to change the world yet. That was my litmus test, was like, if it can't do a 3-hole ski mask where it shows the depth of my eyes behind the mask on my head, my lips, and it didn't blend it in and make it some disgusting, weird, blobulous creature, then yeah, AI probably hasn't reached the level that everyone's claiming that it is. And I've been generally right about that so far. Fast forward to today, ChatGPT just released its version 4.0. And the version 4.0, what it is not just the Studio Ghibli filters, not just being able to make yourself look like claymation. I saw someone take a picture from the TV show Severance. It was just a picture of the desk and the computer. They plugged it into ChatGPT and they said, turn this into a McDonald's ad. And it came back pretty flawless. There was fries, a hamburger, and a drink sitting right on the desk. And it had the logo, it had everything. It can do text now. Another guy posted a mirror selfie and he said something along the lines of, put me into an A24 style movie poster where I'm in the desert, something like that. And it gave him a picture back of him in the desert, and it got the font perfect. You can upload an image and request a depth map. So it can show you, if you have 3 people in the image, it'll show you which one is closer to the camera, which one's further from the camera, and which one's the most further away from the camera. But that's not all. That's just a small side note. It seems like this advancement that they've had has been in the back of their pocket, and they've been tweaking it and working on it for a while. And the rollout has been so massive. Everyone is using this to make Studio Ghibli images that they're actually, one of the people who works at ChatGPT had to release a tweet to everybody telling them that their GPUs are literally melting from how much server processor time being able, these images are high resolution too. So much people are using it that their GPUs are literally melting. They're literally frying from the amount of server and processing power that this is taking to make the Columbine shooting look like it was a Studio Ghibli movie. Not only can it just make advertisements, but it can make movie posters. Someone took a picture from Dune and plugged it into ChatGPT 4.0 and told it to make a brutalist style movie poster with cyan colors and big block letters, and it spit this out. And the thing is that the applications are so endless because it understands hands now. It understands font work now. It's so advanced, you can actually upload notes to it to finish out the rest of the generation of the image. You can draw your hand, like a shitty drawing of a hand holding a stack of hundreds, and then draw shitty flames off of it and write notes and point to it and say, hand holding stack of money on fire. And you can tell them what background you want, and it'll spit out a hyper-realistic video thumbnail. It's not just put an image in, it spits this out. You can literally tell it what to do. Like I said before, I'm a person who likes to find the limitation of something. This genuinely seems like the limitation is endless. It seems like you could sit down and just plug shit into it all day, and it will come back with whatever your mind can think of. And because of that, there is two primary factions of thought on the situation at hand. One faction is of the mindset that, ha ha ha, Studio Ghibli, funny, I put image in and I get Studio Ghibli image back. Or ha ha ha, I look like Rick and Morty. Look at me. I'm Rick and Morty guy. I'm in the Rick and Morty world. The other faction is art is dead and we're never going to recover from this. And generally, that faction is composed of a few demographics. The primary demographic is people who suck at art but are stuck in such a affirmative action safety bubble community in their own little world that they think they're hot shit as an artist. They haven't really gone out of their comfort zone, and they have a bunch of people behind them telling them that they're a good artist who now realize that the gig is up. You're done. Bye-bye. And this demographic is comprised of, it's always people who do trans art. And if you don't know what trans art is, you do. You know what I'm talking about. It looks like shit. Trans people doing art, leftists doing art. It looks bad. And the other demographic of that is minority artists. People whose art style and identity as an artist is more reflective of them just being a minority than actually being talented and skilled as an artist. So you got the trans artists and you have the minority artists, and these have become some big heavy hitters in the art world. And do you know why that is? Because art has been dead. Art has been dead for a long time. I've been saying this for years. You want to look me dead in the eye and tell me that the guy who duct taped a banana to a wall and made millions on it was living in a world where art was alive? Is that what you're going to tell me? Or the shitty artist that sent blank canvases to a art museum and titled his piece, because they commissioned him for $1 million art pieces, he sent blank canvases to the museum and titled his art exhibit, "Take the Money and Run." You want to tell me art was alive then? Oh, well, that was recent. That's art that was just done in the last decade. So that type of art that you're talking about is probably an answer to the fact that social media and sensationalism has really taken a toll on our society in the last decade or two. And my answer to that would be that the CIA quite literally funded artists like Rothko, Jackson Pollock, Kooning, and turned modern art into a weapon during the Cold War. Art has been dead, okay? Everything has been a carbon copy of a carbon copy of a carbon copy. All art has become is a total and complete juxtaposition. There's very rarely an actual commentary to be made with art that people are putting out. They're not making some deeply thought-provoking commentary, because do you know what would happen if you tried to make a deeply thought-provoking commentary with your art? People would say, cringe. You could be the most talented artist in the world, and then you try to make something that actually is meaningful and provides a deep thought-provoking expression of anything, of literally anything, and someone will comment on it and go, L plus cringe plus ratio. They would get more likes than your image, and then everyone would make fun of you. Art has just become a juxtaposition. I do acrylic paintings, but it's screenshots of video games. This is why mediocre artists are mad. This is why they're fucking pissed. Because now, all your little bullshit tricks to trick the low to mid IQ viewer that what you're doing is actually talented, that's what art is nowadays, is it's just tricking people into think that you did something skillful. They're mad because the trickery is now over. Now, I can juxtapose whatever the fuck I want with ChatGPT. And this is coming from a guy where, if you haven't watched any of my other videos yet, has been doing art for 15 years straight. I like to say that I'm a pretty damn good artist. The only difference is that I have diversified my skill set. I now can speak to you into a microphone and reach you on a much more different level than selling you a sticker pack or throwing something fucking stupid on a t-shirt and selling it to you, or trying to trick you into thinking that what I did was this, oh my God, I put 84 hours into this painting. Please, can I get a commission? Please. You can go on ChatGPT and juxtapose literally anything. Hey, ChatGPT, do you remember when that one cop did that one really silly, funny little thing to that one guy and it literally changed the whole world? I want to take that and make it look like a Studio Ghibli movie now. Juxtaposition. That's why these artists are mad, that you can literally, and it'll get it right every single time that I've seen it's gotten it right. Honestly, I'll keep it real with you. In the last few weeks, I was getting to the point that I was forming a thought process that AI has reached its peak and it's not going to go any further. It has hit the roadblock. Because do you remember a couple months ago when AI started inbreeding with itself? Because it's machine learning, and all that it technically does is when you ask it to do something, it just searches the internet really fast, and it's able to do things a lot faster than we can do it. And that's been the application so far. But the problem was, a few months ago, there was reports that because so much AI generated images have been churned out in the last few years, AI started searching the internet and conglomerating a bunch of AI images and then inbreeding with itself and giving you AI based on those AI images. And then because of that, it repeated the process. And then it just kept, we heard about AI inbreeding, and that's when I thought AI's goose is cooked. It's done. And boy, was I wrong. There's been times where I spent a whole week painting an image to get myself to use my likeness and get my likeness to look like the style of something else. And that whole practice of doing that, doing digital painting to get it to look like this thing I wanted it to look like, that's done now. That's over. The people that are really mad about this and are throwing a fit about it are the people that I can tell you that were probably never going to make money with their art anyways. Have you heard the term starving artist? I have. And I was the guy that used to use the term starving artist as an excuse to fucking suck. And that's what all of the other people are doing too. They use this starving artist lifestyle. I'm a starving artist. My art's not really for money. It's not really for making money. It's so that I could express, I can grab ideas out of the ether and be a catalyst for the spiritual world and put my energy out onto a canvas and then give that to people, and it changed their lives. And that same person is literally just drawing Rule 34. They're just drawing Sonic getting raped by Eggman. They're drawing Rick and Morty inflation porn. That's what they're doing with their art. But yeah, you're a catalyst for the goddess of art, and you were the chosen one. You're literally Neo in the Matrix, and you've been touched on the forehead to translate all of these messages from the ether onto a canvas. Yeah, that's you, but you're drawing Rule 34 porn. You're drawing tranny porn. Yeah, that's totally you, though. That's totally what you do. That's cool. No. That's totally what you do. But you're spending all of your time drawing Steven Universe, Rule 34, smut, weird gooner shit. Yeah. No, but that's you. Yeah, you're that guy. You're that guy, chat. Yeah, you're that guy. Yeah, totally. Art has been dead, and you were not going to make money anyways, okay? Let's get that fucking clear. Let's get that through your thick fucking skull. All right? You were never going to make a single fucking dime on your artwork. Okay? I apologize to any of you if you're watching this video and you in your head are thinking, man, I don't really want to make money to do the art thing. You know, I just want to do art. That's fine. Do that. Don't use it as an excuse, though, to not be good and to not challenge yourself and become better as an artist. Do you know what's magical to me and mystical and amazing? Is that money is a literal form of energy. And the fact that I can sit down and from my mind create a 2D image, concept it out in my head, and then translate that to a digital image in a two-dimensional form, and then take that and have someone put that onto a garment that people wear. Then take that garment and market it to a bunch of people and then go, this is awesome. And then convert that concept literally from point A to point Z. I converted that concept into a unit of energy that I can now use to save my dog's life. Because for some reason, when you get schnauzers, they need surgery every couple months because they like to eat plants that don't agree with their stomach. For some reason, all companies are putting xylitol in gum and it'll secretly kill your dog. So if your dog eats a pack of gum, you got to shill out $1,000 to make sure that he doesn't die. The fact that I can convert a concept in my head to a flat two-dimensional image and then take that and convert it into a unit of energy and use that unit of energy to save my dog's life is the most magical thing ever to me. That is beautiful. So people being mad that I saw someone tweet that out. There's no toil involved. You know what makes it special is the toil. Someone tweeted out that AI art is not special because there's no toil involved. What makes human art special is that there was toil related to it. Someone had to suffer to create that. What's funny about that is the niggas that say shit like that have literally never toiled in their life. I've toiled for well over a decade with my physicality, actually injuring myself to try to look a certain way in a gym because I suffer from body dysmorphia and used to be morbidly obese. I've quite literally broken a rib while doing squats, because I squeezed so hard and utilized the intra-abdominal pressure inside my stomach that it created such an amount of force in my ribs that I broke my rib right here. This rib is broken. Right here, I have people feel it all the time. It's hilarious because I broke my rib and then almost passed out. That was toil. I've been toiling for years on my body. I've been toiling for over 15 years on art. And when I hear people say things like that, it's along the lines of someone saying that a lab-grown diamond isn't as special because no one died. There's no souls inside of it, which I kind of agree with. I think it's funny to say that a lab-grown diamond is not as special because it doesn't contain any souls, or someone didn't have to die. Some poor African man didn't have to get crushed to death to procure this diamond. But at the end of the day, it's evil. Being mad that someone didn't suffer for something, I think, is pretty evil. And there will always be toil because of how humans are. And if you are part of the group of people like I am, where I'm always looking to get a better outcome, I'm always looking to improve my skill, I'm always looking to get better at literally everything I do. I'm a person who believes that how you do anything is how you do everything. So there will always be toil. You will always be toiling in the pit. Someone who says something like that about toil is someone who's probably never toiled in their life or understands what drives you to toil in the first place. I've been saying it for years, but a brand and an identity, an artistic identity, is much more than just what you put on a t-shirt. It's much more than the visual stylings of what your graphic designs are. It's much more than that. It is literally an emotion. It is literally getting people to feel a type of way when they're wearing something. It's a system of beliefs. It's capturing a moment in time and harnessing it and portraying it to all of the people that are a fan of your brand and getting them to feel that moment of time when they're wearing it. If your brand doesn't have an actual well thought out identity and it doesn't capture a moment in time, it doesn't matter if you're putting AI on a shirt and selling it to readers. Don't look at it as though everything's done, wrap it up, let's get it all in, get it moved to the next town. Don't look at it that way. What you need to look at it as though you have the whole creative suite of tools now. I feel as though the paradigm has just shifted and things are going to be very different. This new system, this new shift of the paradigm, things will be changed. Things are going to be different. We're going to see memes unlike anything we've ever seen before. The game has changed. The times have changed. You either get with the program or you sit there and you throw a big hissy fit and bang your head against the wall because you can't trick people into thinking that you're the cool art guy anymore.